All right, so if the Sam Cedar Michael Trackey debate hadn't have happened, this wouldn't be enough for me to make a video, just because Michael Trackey wouldn't really be relevant to this channel, sort of to make videos on, just wouldn't be in the box. But since Sam Cedar did do a debate with him, and I'm assuming you guys want more information on Michael Trackey, and seeing these tweets from him, I think that it is worth talking about this. So Michael Trackey often finds himself being a really big tool randomly for no apparent reason. Now, Chelsea Manning is currently in solitary confinement, which is, torture, and it's unacceptable. And so AOC, tweeted that out and saying she should be released on bail and we should have banned extended solitary in the U.S. And so she tweeted that out, and then hack Michael Trackey sends this out in response. He says, Manafort was thrown in solitary confinement as well, right? Nowhere near as sympathetic a figure as Manning, sure, but the tactic itself is what's wrong. Unfortunately, all you've seemingly done is cheer for the Trump-Russia investigation, which we now know was a fraud. Okay, there's so much wrong there. This is what I mean by Michael Trackey is a massive tool. That entire tweet is just super tooly, okay? So, first of all, what has AOC done to quote-unquote cheer the Trump-Russia investigation? I don't even remember her speaking about the Trump-Russia investigation. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong about that, but to me that's entirely false. I haven't seen her quote cheerleading for that or whatever. How is the Trump-Russia investigation a fraud? Is the Trump-Russia investigation paid for itself? I think there was money left over too, right, from all the Manafort money that they got from Manafort by catching him doing crimes, tax evasion, and all this other shit. So all the money he had to, give up in severance, paid for, and I think it was actually like a net positive amount of money. So it was taxpayer funded. There was crime caught, and also, and by the way, what's interesting now is there's supposedly what's going on are leaks inside of the Mueller team, because they're saying that Bill Barr had basically misrepresented and not given full context to the report. So I'm really curious to see that information. We need to see all of that information immediately. So the Trump-Russia investigation was not a fraud, as well as considering, if you're going to take the Mueller report, at its word, basically, I guess the Russians did hack the DNC. So Michael Trackey had made multiple articles saying that didn't happen. So, and I think Sam and other people have pointed that out. But here's the problem with the Manafort thing. His quote-unquote solitary confinement, let me tell you what it really was. So one of the things says is, Manafort, quote, is not confined to a cell. Between 8:30 a.m. and 10 p.m., Manafort, quote, has access to a separate workroom at the jail to meet with his attorneys and legal team. He has his own bathroom and shower facility. He has his own personal telephone, which he can use more than 12 hours a day. Those calls are limited to 15 minutes each, but when they cut off, he can just call the person back immediately. He's made nearly 300 phone calls in the last 3 weeks. This is at the time the article was written. He has a personal laptop he can use in his unit to review materials and prepare for his trial. He was provided an extension cord to let him use his laptop in either his unit or his workroom. He's not allowed to send emails, but he, quote, has developed a workaround for even that. His legal team brings in a laptop. He drafts the emails on laptop and they send them out after they leave. He's being treated like a, quote, VIP, according to his own account, on a monitored phone call. So, to compare that, dude, that's your solitary confinement? Really? You have all of that and that's not like even close. Plus, guys, he violated the terms of his bail. What were they supposed to do? He broke the law as he was off on bail. He was trying to tamper with witnesses. That's very serious. He's trying to destroy the trial. They had to do what they had to do, and he's not in quote solitary confinement. Look at all that, dude. He's got access to all of his attorneys and his legal team that he can meet with from 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. He can call unlimited amounts. Per day. It's just, it's super ridiculous. So he's being super fucking tooly, and it's so cringy, man. This guy's a cunt. And then he also tweeted this other tooly ass thing out. He said, if the goal is to defeat Joe Biden, it should be done politically with substantive arguments about policy and logic and reason and stuff. Not Me Too Medium posts and making a big scandal out of his hugging practices. Just my 2 cents. Well, let me tell you something, Michael Trackey. Your 2 cents are dumb as fuck. Okay, first of all, people are going after him with substantive arguments about policy. But the problem is there's clearly a systemic problem with Joe Biden and his I don't know what you call it, just weirdness that he's doing where he's violating people's personal space. And the most worrying part about this is for some reason most of the time with kids. That's really, really worrisome. And so it's unacceptable to do things like kiss random women, kissing random kids, sniffing their hair. There's one video where I think it might have been Maisie Hirono's daughter or someone, some related to her. And his hand is literally like an inch away from her nipple. That's unacceptable. So, let Joe Biden do that to you, or let him do that to your family members. Do it. Let him do it. Sniffing your hair, touching you up, and all shit. Unacceptable. This guy's a fucking tool, man.